You can't always trust every resource or every source when it comes to tax and financial information. My name is Paul Vasquez with Tax Lab. We help people save tens of thousands of dollars in taxes and help you increase your wealth generating opportunities. But please don't believe everything you see online or on this app when it comes to tax advice. I've seen some crazy things out there, and they do their best to sound confident and sound like they know what they're talking about. But without a legal education, like some of us have, it's a lot easier to be persuaded by some of these influencers. So I would say the top resource when it comes to what the tax rules are is the IRS. So that's where if you hear something online and you're like, I don't know if that's true, or anytime you hear something online and it has to do with US tax law, try to find what the IRS has to say about that first. They're the ones who end up making the decisions around whether or not they're going to allow it. The step down from that is going to be someone with some type of professional credential of some sort. Maybe they've been to law school like me, maybe graduated from law school, not just been graduated. Maybe they're a CPA, an accountant. Maybe their livelihood is solely based on that, and that they maybe subscribe to an ethical standard. So that's kind of a step down. So there's still a chance that I can be wrong, that other people can be wrong, or that the IRS comes out with new and changes the rules or changes how we should be looking at something. So the IRS is still going to be that top authority when it comes to what they'll allow and what they won't regarding taxes. Then you've got your professionals. Then maybe an LLM or Google search or something like that, where you've got maybe some other reputable resources out there, like like some companies that have been around for years in the finance industry. So directly on their websites, they're going to give you kind of, once again, their take on what the rules say. The IRS is going to be that ultimate authority. And last is going to be the LLMs and the influencers. Yeah, I know I'm kind of coming across as an influencer here. That's fine. Please double check on what the IRS says. I'm always going back to the rule, the one who decides how the rules are carried out and how they're looked at. So that's kind of at the bottom rung there. If you see something and you're like, wow, is that true? Check. The IRS is going to be that best one, but going back to that is the best bet. And the others just kind of maybe give you a hint or some nuance to try to understand it better. But you've got to be real careful with these lower models. I've even had business owners say, well, all these other business owners I've seen are doing it this way, and they've just been doing it the wrong way out in the community for a long time. And it might be that the rules had changed since they started business. And so, they might be operating on that's how business was done, but, administrations come in decades after decades and begin to change the rules. And looking back, they can be very different what they were 20, 40 years ago than what they are today. And so there is some of that out there, but once again, the IRS go to the irs.gov website, do some searches there. They're going to be that highest authority. Please don't get sucked in by some of these people who, if logic would say it's too good to be true, there's probably a high probability it is too good to be true. Be very careful when they're using what sound to be legal terminology. Sometimes they're words that exist and that are used in contract law and things like that, but have nothing to do with the strategy that they're trying to tell you is available. And their goal oftentimes is to get so many people practicing it that they put pressure on the government. But that's it's a strategy, but oftentimes it's a losing strategy. And in the end, you're the fodder. You're the soldier who's going to get slaughtered on the battlefield to try to push along their idea about how they can swindle the IRS or something else, or you gotta be careful out there. Anyways, I just wanted to give you guys kind of that hierarchy: IRS, then people who actually maybe have degrees and other things, then other reputable sources like industry leaders that have been around for years, companies that are audited by the IRS that have to maintain a high level of integrity because of SEC rules or something like that. And then at the very bottom are the influencers. Like they're like, hey, did you hear about this? Then you go, that's interesting. Let me actually go to a reputable source before I believe what this nobody is saying. So I'm pretty much a nobody too, but I do have the degrees. I do follow up with what the IRS says, and I'm always learning and increasing my understanding and trying to bring that to you guys. If you want a strategy that's engineered, that's geared to where you are in life, that helps you get to where you want to get to, go ahead to lab.tax, click on advisory services, and get your free 15-minute introductory interview. We're going to find out whether or not our service is a good fit for you. All right. I wish you guys all the success.